action. Oh. Girl.
Listen. Cuz hello.
Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Girl Cuss Hello. And if you are joining us for the first time, I'm Shana.
I'm Nikki.
And we are Girl Cuss
Hello.
Tonight's episode, we are talking arranged marriages. Now, not only arranged marriages. I'm not just going to say arranged marriages. I'm going to also say, how do you feel about allowing someone to set you up with somebody else? What do they call blind dates?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Or matchmaker.
Matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
Matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match of my own.
You know, how do you feel about that? So, we're going to jump right into it. Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Okay. Put your back into it.
You can do it. Put your back into it. You can do Ice Cube. You can do it. Put your back into it. Playing stuff. That's my movie.
No.
You can do it, put your back into it.
Come on. I can do it, put your into it.
When I think of, I'm just starting with arranged marriages. I used to be like, huh? Like, I couldn't see it. Like, somebody is just saying, listen, we set you up with this man, we set you up with this woman, y'all gonna get married, and we like, don't know each other, and now we married, but surprisingly, it happened, you know, back in the past, and people be working like that.
Mm-hmm. It happens today. It's a lot of arranged marriages around the world.
It truly is.
And I see why at this point.
I do. I used to be like, oh my God, that's something I would never do. But I can see it working. I guess maybe that I'm older now and, you know, I'm thinking a little bit differently. I'm a little more mature. I can see how something like that can work.
Yeah. I think I definitely agree. For me, when I first heard of arranged marriages, I was a lot younger. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I need to love the person that I'm with. I need to be in love with them. They need to be able to make me laugh. They need to look a certain way according to me and all of the things. But now at this big age, I can absolutely see an arranged marriage and why people do arranged marriages. For sure.
I can definitely see the why. I know in the Muslim culture, I know I have a few people, I know a few friends that are Muslim, and they say that they have, I know I'm going to mess this up. To all my Muslim folks, please come. Somebody come and clear some things up for us. But I know just talking to a few of my friends, they were saying that, I'm messing this up, correct me, the Iman, like it's somebody that will pick, like, you know, the male for the women.
A wali.
Okay.
Female.
There we go. Okay.
You know a little bit this much.
But they would choose, you know, the man for them, and they'd be like, no, I don't know him. The wali would choose him. And when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I feel like they're not just going to choose anybody for you. Like,
right. These are individuals that are put in place to, or selected to have your best interest at heart when you have a suitor or someone wants to court you. This person has your best interest at heart.
Right. So that's why I think, like, before when I think of it as a young girl, especially watching TV and all the Disney and princess movies, everything is just love, 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 love. But as you get older, you realize it's deeper than just love, 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 love. Like, you can't just marry, you know, or be in a relationship that's hopefully leading to marriage just for love. You know, it's deeper than just, oh, I love you too. Okay, now what's next? So that's why I think I understand it way more than I did before, you know, coming up. So shout out to arranged marriages.
So, you know, I get on the fence. I'm on the fence. I think I do support arranged marriages. I can see why it could work for sure. And if my kids allow me to arrange their marriages, I think that I would select a suitable wife for them.
I think
I really
a
do.
parent would. Their mother or father, I think a parent will pick. Because 9 out of 10 parents are going to, come on, Chess. Like,
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest, little ass.
They want what's best for their child. So they're not going to set you up with no jackass. So I can see like a parent, doing that. Because it just kind of makes sense. Like I said, when you younger, you like, I ain't like, what? Nobody just set me up. But, I understand that way better than I did compared to when I was younger.
Yeah, I think the difficulty comes in when the individual isn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my dad said I was going to find your husband, what? Absolutely not. But I think that if I was with it like that, can you start looking for my man?
Right.
Then I think that it would be a lot easier. I don't subscribe or appreciate when like young girls are courted by a person 20, 30 years their senior.
Yeah,
I find that to be different for me. And this is just not in the Muslim community at all.
Period,
by far.
yeah.
But I mean just overall. It could be any type of situation. And I just think that a certain age gap is going too far for my liking. And that can be with a male or a female. Especially if you're still in your 20s or God forbid a teenager, but still in your 20s, early 20s, and you had this woman stalking down my son that is 38.
Yeah.
And my boy is just turning 21.
I don't agree with
I don't think that that's
big age
yeah,
gaps.
I don't think that that's appropriate. I think that, you definitely need time to mature and understand what you like and what you don't like, how you see the world, because what you see, how you like things at 21 is not the same self at 27. So I think that that's different. That's not something that I would support, but
I don't agree with the big age gaps like that. But what if your son may be into an older woman?
It's going to be a little difficult for me to digest. I'm really going to have to fill her out. I mean, I'm going to be vocal about how I feel. I think it really does depend on the woman or the person that he selects, because I do try to lean into, I raised him a certain way, so I expect him to make wise decisions and choices. So I'm not going to come in kicking the door, waving the 4-4.
Kicking the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more.
I don't want to lead that way, but that would be kind of different. Like, okay, we girlfriends.
No real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're girlfriends. We graduated the same year, but you're dating my 21-year-old. It would be problematic for me. It would be.
I definitely like, I know people like, some people definitely like older women, and older men, but a huge age gap like that, like I'm old enough to be your mother or your father.
Yeah, it's a little different. What do you guys think? And have you ever had that experience, or is that your life? Having an arranged marriage, being with someone that one was selected for you, but then the other part is, are you in an arranged marriage with a large gap, or are you with someone that is your age and y'all in the same genre? Like, how does that work?
I guess it's just so funny because it's like, you date people, and then when you think it, you like, okay, the person that I would like to marry, I want to meet them, get to know them, fall in love. That's how you think it's gonna go, and then go from there. But in an arranged marriage, it's just like, no, you fall in love later.
Yeah, you will learn to love him.
So I'm wondering, like, okay, what are the reasons for this arranged marriage?
I think it's the reasons that count. Kind of like
I know he will provide. I know he will protect you, keep you safe. I know she gonna hold down the household, like,
and she has the characteristics of a wife. She has the characteristics of a good mother. She comes from good stock.
But what if you don't fall in love later?
Well, a lot of times you don't have a choice. This is your husband. Like a lot of cultures take marriage very seriously. Like this is not, well, what if you don't fall in love? Oh well. It's one of them deals like this is your husband till you die. It's not really Americanized. Americans say, well, what if we don't like him, or what if I don't fall in love with him, or I'm going to get a divorce? For most of the world, I will venture to say they don't marry to divorce. That's deep. Like on Coming to America.
Yeah.
Remember the arranged marriage with Hakeem and the
She's your queen to be used at your discretion.
May I talk to you alone for a moment, please?
Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you.
What do you like to do?
Whatever you like.
He wasn't with it, but the mom and dad had an arranged marriage as well. And look, they grew to love each other. So, would you want to select Samaj's wife?
I don't know.
It's too soon.
He ain't.
She like, no, I can't even think that far.
In a couple of years, ask me again. Right now, let's just do Minecraft, Legos, and blocks. So
I think I could.
It would be nice if they would let you, because I feel like as a parent, like I said, you have their best interests.
Yeah, and I want somebody, like for me, especially with Pop, he's such an introvert and he's so highly intelligent that I would want him to be with somebody that was more of a free spirit. Somebody that definitely was driven in whatever it is that they did, but like to have fun and like to experience different things and new things. And he come home and she cooking up all types of shit or painting on the wall, and he like, what? Like, I think he needs something. I think that when I think about a mate, like a life partner, I want somebody that's going to challenge me to grow or go outside of the box.
And those,
you know what I mean?
When they say opposite,
it does.
It's so funny. It's this lady that I like be seeing in her reels that she married, and it seemed like he's like so quiet, but she's just so like the loud one. And these videos she do with him, I just be cracking up. So stuff like that like happens, and it be working. Like when they say opposites attract.
I think that it really is. When you're I could pick your husband.
Mine?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I could pick your husband.
Yeah, really.
I feel like I would be a good matchmaker for the people around me that I love, because I know what matters for real. Now, back to Forrest Whitaker though. Because Shana will swear up and down that she wants somebody to love her. I want somebody that, that's a good provider, that can support me, me and my son, spiritually and all of this, and I can grow. But if I drag Forrest ass in there, it ain't gonna work. She not gonna be with it. She gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I want a divorce. I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. Shana will not engage with Forrest. Okay.
I don't know if I could do a blind. I don't know. I would like to
set you up on a blind date.
Because Davey, what's some things that they have? Where there's a bunch
like
of guys.
The speed dating?
The speed dating.
I go with you.
Oh my God, that's
you
so
wanna
funny. I never did speed dating before.
Me neither. Shit, I just won't watch.
A blind date.
I did. I mean, I don't know if it was a blind date. It was definitely one of those like, Nikki, I want you to meet this guy, and he pulled up to my mom's house. And I was like, oh, bitch, you know exactly what I like. Yes, for sure. That happened twice. As a kid, though. I was a teenager, though.
Well, I did have, like, somebody set me up. Like, oh, I know this guy for you. It didn't work. It did not work. But, like, when I think of blind date, I think of what is the two people who don't know each other, never seen each other before?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This girl that I know, she works with this lady, and she was her and the lady were real cool, like real good coworkers. And she was like, I think that you would. She was like, I want you to meet my son. And she like, I'm not dating or whatever. She was like, I really want you to meet my son. He's from out of town or whatever, but I would love for y'all to go out. They got married.
Oh wow.
Happily.
You never know.
And she's in her 40s.
Wow. So the lady was like older than
yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, I really want you to meet my son. Like, you have to meet my son.
Aww.
And they got married. Mm-hmm. Like my age though.
Sometimes that can be difficult. Like getting hooked up with somebody you friends with.
Yeah.
Family. It can work.
It could.
And then it can't work. And then I was like, I'm gonna fight everybody.
Right. But I think it's one of those deals like, do you want to, is it worth the try? Because it, like people say, like my dad always said, is it better to love or to never have loved at all? Some situations, even if it doesn't turn out the way that you wanted it to or the way that you expected it to, it's one of those things like, I appreciate what I learned from this experience. I appreciate the moments my happy moments that I did have. It meant everything, even if it's not the long term, even if it's not, the full run. It's just like one of those deals like, okay, I took this long walk, like Jill Scott said. Look at your face.
You're here, I'm pleased. I really dig your company, your style, your smile, your peace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a game's supposed to be. Baby, I feel free. Come on and go with me. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot, us to spot. Conversation, verbal elation, simulation. Share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can talk about
this long walk, like Jill Scott said, and it became a wonderful experience. I'm speaking for me. I had an experience with this guy that we were definitely not evenly yoked. We were definitely not evenly yoked, but he made me so happy. Like baseline happy. Now, in regards to longevity and growing and maturing and thinking about like life choices, real life, absolutely not. But for the moment, he fit the script for sure. He fit the script, and I feel like he prepared me. My experience with him, I truly believe, prepared me and opened me up to truly love. So then when I did meet my husband, although I didn't even think I was on that type of time, I was very open to being loved. And I think if I didn't make that pit, oh, what a feeling.
But to be truly loved is more than all of these things. Wow! Someone to care, someone to share, lonely hours and moments of despair. To be loved. Wow! What a feeling.
Yes, but I had that experience in between my first husband, and then I dated the guy, and then I dated and married the husband. So if I didn't have that person, for me, if I didn't have him in the middle, I would have been even more rough around the edges. I think. For real. I think that it was a necessary pit stop for me. Yeah. It was. And in the moment, of course, with heartbreak and all of that, and, all of the reels of that, it didn't feel that way in the moment, but I still was on the other side of it, like, okay, I see why. I see why he was here in this space for me. But yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to say unfortunately heartbreak comes with love, because it don't always end in heartbreak. But, with the good do comes the bad. But I feel like with that love and respect, I feel like you can handle it each other, or you should be handling each other, you know, with care.
Let me ask you a question. Because, you know, come on, let's sit. Now, we're talking about arranged marriages and age gaps, or possibly, you know, possible age gaps or not. How do you feel about your first experience being with somebody 15, 20 years older than you, 10 years older than you? Or for your child? I know mine is too small.
Yeah,
So even so think for me, because my oldest is 21 at this point. How would you feel if Madge was 21 and his first experience was with like a 42-year-old? No. So you would prefer for him to learn with someone his age?
I mean, at 21, I would hope he's not ready to like settle down, get married. I would hope he 9 out of 10 around that age, you're fresh out of college. If you went to college or you may did a trade school, whatever. You just kind of start.
No, but sexually, like a sexual experience, not marriage.
Oh, just to have sex?
His first experience.
Oh, I thought you meant like a relationship. I don't know.
Okay, so let me tell y'all.
Not really, cause I don't know. Let me just say I don't know, cause I don't know if that really. I don't know if that age really matters. That old head might turn him the fuck out.
So listen. I had, because you know Samaj is still very young, right?
Yeah, I'm sick of mine.
Maj is very young. He's still a little boy, so I know it might be difficult to, you know. For me, this young lady approached Pop.
Weird.
At work. So he worked at this really, really nice hotel. And she lived in the penthouse. Like, I think the top 3 or 4 floors were residencies, and she lived up there. She had 2 cars, all of this. So let's just call her Jennifer. So I have a very transparent relationship with my children. So he came home and he was like, Mom, this old head, she was on me. And I was like, for real? Tell me more. So he was like, this lady named Jennifer. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, she like you. Because I feel like men will lead into, if somebody say, have a good day, it's like, oh, she was coming on to me. That's not, how is that coming on to you? But so I need to understand, what that means. So he's like, she asked me, she told me that I was very handsome. She asked me what was I doing after work. She asked me, what I like to come up. So I said, well, what you say? He's like, no, Mom, she too old for me. I said, nigga, what? He said, Mom, you trying to sell me? I said, I'm not trying to sell you, son. I was not trying to sell my son, but this is what I did tell him.
I'm listening.
I said, you would lose your virginity for less. This young lady can teach you things.
Sexually?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like
she can teach you things. Now, y'all know I think different, so.
I don't know. She might not know shit just because she old.
At 40?
She never know.
She know more than him.
She could have had one little man that she was all in love with, because it's girls out here that have one man at 40 and still hold them down after. So
that's true.
She could have had one little man, see a little long joint, now she wants, because women try to get over on men too.
Oh, I absolutely think that women try to get over on men. First of all, grown woman, you in my son young ass face. So clearly you ain't looking to marry him.
No,
you looking to get serviced, ma'am. So this was my thing to Pop. I said, well, what's up? So what you want to do? You gonna call her? He said, no, Mom, I'm not gonna call her. I said, well, why wouldn't you call her? You would call that little girl that you meet at the poppy store around the corner.
Yes, but they can learn together.
No.
Yes, they can.
No. I'd rather him be with Jennifer.
Why? Right.
Because Jennifer could put him in different rooms. Jennifer can teach him things constructively.
We
Jennifer
think she can.
9 times out of 10. 9 times. So you mean to tell me if you are with a young, well, we can assume. I'm going to assume that an older woman can teach a young man more than a young lady his age.
I'm sure.
I'm going to assume
if the older woman is wise. Some of these older women ain't wise.
Well, maybe, but my thing is, baby, you would do it for less. So I think you should go hit on with Jen.
Something about Jen, I don't sit well with me.
It ain't sit well with him neither.
That's right.
I say, yo.
I need him to
I
go
said, I need you to think this through, son.
Go find a young lady.
He was like, Mom. He said, she is too old for me.
Because you never know what that can do to that young man. He come out of there, and he might be different. And you be like, where the fuck is my son? I don't understand what's going on.
Maybe, but I think the odds are against him dealing with one of these little pepperheads out here.
Well, why are you so against these pepperheads?
They fast and they harlots. They are. They fast and they harlots and they social media slugs.
What is a slug? So if you can pick a woman for him, she would be older?
No, not necessarily that she would be older. I think a sexual experience, I think that she should be older.
Well, I 40 is too.
Well, I mean, that's a stretch. Although this lady was, definitely.
Maybe
but
if
I
even 28-ish.
Yeah. I'm just saying, listen, you do it for less.
I'm not like
for real.
I mean, I don't know. Something about Jen don't sit well with me, y'all.
I like Jen. Jen is very established, very much so established. Jen owns multiple companies.
How we know all this?
Right, because he worked at the hotel. They know Jen.
They know
Jen have events there. Like all kinds of stuff. Like that's just how I feel.
Go and check Jen out. See what she got going on. What's up with you, Jen? What you got?
Jen was looking for a good time. And here's my other thing. And maybe you guys feel differently. A lot of people gonna feel differently with me, and I don't care. But how do you feel though? Because when I was introduced to a man, I'm gonna need you to have a little bit of experience. I don't want no rookie. I don't want no man coming off the bench thinking you popping my cherry. No. I need you to know what you're doing. I need you to know how to handle me, treat me correctly, or I don't need you fumbling the ball.
Montana quickly to Jerry Rice, and he's got some speed. He drops the ball. Rice chases it, doesn't come up with it, goes into the end zone. The scramble continues, and the Giants come up.
But I feel like most people that their first time is probably with somebody they with. And 9 out of 10 ain't with no, I mean, well, you never know. Young people like old heads, so you never know.
I'm not even really saying that. I think I am saying more of I don't even know, because they all dirty to me. These young ladies. So, I don't know. It's like, it's hard. I think, well, I can't even just say the young ladies. I just feel like a lot of people are fueled by different morals and values. Mm-hmm. So that's not even the age. That's not even an age thing. I just think that it's not.
When you're young,
the quality
like
is
you said,
lacking.
Different morals and values, especially at a young age. 9 out of 10 young men and women are focusing on what's on the outside compared to what's on the inside. So then, not all, but most young people are dating around their age group. Then you got some of them dating way above their age group or a little above their age group. So I don't know. Back when I was younger, a lot of girls wanted, you know, which they still do, but a lot of girls was dating like older guys with money and cars. And I mean, these was young girls, probably younger than me. And I was like, my mom would kill me.
Yeah, no, I didn't date older guys. All the guys that I dated were around my age. For real. I mean, they was getting money for sure, but I didn't really date. I had one experience with this guy that was, you see my eyes? Big as shit. I had one experience with this guy that was, and I was in 10th, 11th grade. And I think he had to be in his 20s, like 26, 27. Way too much for me. I said, oh, I got to go.
See, that's right.
I'm like, where you putting that?
But like,
I got to go, sir. I call myself being fresh and cute and all that. Baby, when the time got to being around that time, somebody rung my bell. I was up out of there. I said, no, absolutely not, sir. No. So, I mean, I do get it. And I'm not trying to make my child a gigolo, people. But I just feel like, you should be wise in your decision, in your choices. When you have sexual encounters.
But at a young age, 9 out of 10 people ain't.
Yeah, I know. But still, I still think that they should be wise. And not even saying to get money or on a come up. But for me, if you out here doing it, shit, get money and come up. Not to say, not to sell yourself, but what I'm saying is to be with someone that you can grow from. And that doesn't just have to be financially, but that you can grow and that you can learn from. Now, of course, that's difficult to encounter. Not really I think it's difficult to encounter at a younger age, you know, because you're learning along the way.
But then what happens if they start catching feelings?
What would happen the same way if you started catching feelings for?
But I'm just saying, what happens down the street? He would catch feelings and then they want to be together at 40.
Who's being together? We said sexual encounters.
But what if? I mean, it happens though that it started off with just a whoopty whoop and it turned into I love you.
Please.
I love you. And I need you.
It happens now. What if Jennifer fall madly in love with Pop and he loved her back?
Well,
he
then,
like, Mom, this is my lady.
Well, then that could be your lady.
How would you feel deep down inside?
I would be like, damn, I set that up. But then my other thing would be, though, because I just see it as situational. I see it as if it was an arranged marriage. She has the financial qualification. I don't know, Jim, personal. We could have went for brunch style lunch, brunch, drinks. But I don't know. I don't know. I just think different. I feel like she was coming on heavy up on my boy, and at the end of the day, I need to know what type of rooms you're going to put my son in, Jennifer, in order to even be in his presence, ma'am. Because I know what you want. So what we getting?
What we getting?
Out the deal, Jen.
Good old Jen.
Mm-hmm. But no, I definitely, pray that my boys, have positive experiences dating and sexual encounters and all the things. I just want them to be happy. But I do think that you should be wise. And I don't think that you should date down. I don't think that my children should date down. What you think? I don't. My dad had a certain standard of man that he wanted me. Yeah, my dad had a certain standard of man or quality of young man that he wanted me to be with. And I have that same standard for my boys as well. I understand that families really do cherish their daughters, but baby, I'm a mom that
I think
my son is just as valuable, if not more.
Have standards for my child, or teach him to have certain standards.
Absolutely.
When you're, dating women, because you should. But I'm prepared
for the
just
worst.
in case.
Just in case.
Scallywag try to.
Man, listen, because they come and they sniff. They come
Scallywag.
sniffing around.
And everybody for a week to someone.
Everybody do like, how did I? Why did I?
But
Yeah,
that's
for
part
sure.
of the experience, you know, when you dating at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna
You
have
live
to
and you
go
learn.
through.
You
But
live and
hopefully,
you
you know,
learn.
it don't happen because some people actually really marry their high school sweetheart.
Yes,
and
they
that,
do.
You know, and it turned out good.
Yes,
so,
they do. That's real. So what do y'all think? How controversial is it? But I want to know what y'all think. I do. I really do.
About what, arranged marriages, blind dates.
About arranged marriages, about blind dates.
Dating your friends, family.
Sexual encounters with people that are older than you.
Just an age gap, period. Age gap. The gap.
The gap.
Fall into the gap.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to all the arranged marriages out here. And
that's
blind dates that turned into happily ever after.
Yeah.
Family that hooked up their friends and they turned into happily ever after. Shout out to y'all because it can work. And for those of y'all who didn't work, there's still hope.
And I will say, I have a quote.
I'll
never had a quote. So I was told that the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Oh.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was deep. I